Welcome back to the Dropouts Podcast. You are here with your host, Samaj Sinclair, and to the right of me, we got the one and only co-host.
It's your boy Bleezy. Welcome back for another episode. Today it's just the boys. Came here to talk shop.
Hell yeah, just kick the shit a little bit, man. So today we went golfing.
Yeah, we hit some balls. We didn't play any holes. We went to the range. We hit some balls. It was a good time.
Hell yeah. You think you improved your shot?
Yeah, I think so. Dramatically from the first time we played a few weeks ago at the beach.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get better at my fucking driver. Well, I feel like my driver's good, but I'm trying to get better at everything else, but I feel like as I get better at everything else, it's fucking up my driver shot.
They are different in a sense, and like how open you're hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chipper's a little bit like more closed or reserved, you know?
Chippers?
Chipping. The irons.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck those shits were called.
You got the irons and then you got the drivers. Yeah.
Got you. Did you grow up playing golf a little bit?
Nah, not at all, honestly. No one in my family plays golf besides my uncle. He's a few years older than us, so I think he was about 17 or 18. He was playing golf in high school, and then he ended up working on the camp for summer, and we ended up taking a lesson there, me and Tanner.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then after that, really haven't played since. The time we played, we only played 9 holes, but I played with Dan just the past week. It's the first time I played 18.
Yeah, how long did it take?
Too long, bro.
Yeah.
Like 8 hours.
Sheesh.
Most people are in and out of there in like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Took forever.
8 hours. That's a full day.
Literally, we clocked in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to play that long.
I didn't want to play that long.
What'd you finish?
I mean, we're already out there, you know. I mean, when we're out there, it doesn't matter. You know, you're in it's having fun.
Yeah.
But like 8 hours after, when I realized what time it was, you know, it's
Yeah.
like, fuck, my whole day's gone.
Yeah. Damn.
I don't mind if, you know, waking up in the morning, going to like a back 9 or whatever, busting
Yeah.
it out, being done by noon.
Yeah.
But like, we weren't done till 3. That's late. you
Yeah,
know?
I feel that. Yeah, I guess it would be good to be like quick with it, you know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
slowing nobody down.
We're taking extra shots. We're doing the drops, you know.
Yeah.
We have a bad swing. We're going to do it again.
Yeah.
They're one and done. Most of them don't even do a practice swing.
Yeah,
You know?
right?
They
And
just
it's
whack
like,
that fucking thing.
all right, this is the game we're playing.
Literally.
Yeah.
Them old heads good, man.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of did that last time. We just played best ball.
Yeah.
So,
But still. Well, that time we did it, it was pretty quick. It was like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'd say.
3 for 8, so maybe we were kind of like,
Could have been quicker, but.
yeah.
He said when they ran
We
9.
took smoke breaks, though.
Oh, yeah, and drinks.
Yeah. Did you guys this week?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't go out there without smoke. Just part of the vibes, you know.
Yeah.
Nice cold one outside.
Oh,
Light one
yeah.
up.
With the boys.
Yeah.
Some cold ones, some smoky smokes.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Hell yeah. But what were you saying about this week you guys went out there? How fast or something?
What was I saying? It's lost.
Lost.
Yeah.
That smoky smoke, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, today we were out there. We weren't able to get a smoke in. There was a small window of opportunity, but then a bunch of people started pulling up. And then it was like, yeah, I don't think.
You got popping real quick. I
Yeah.
think they heard like we were about to come spark. and
Right?
They wanted to come join.
At first, there was just one other person there, and he was pretty far away. So we were like, yo, fuck it, might as well. But
We
then
gonna burn that
it
bitch.
did get popping. But we went at like 11, right? 11:30. It got
Yep.
popping at like a little afternoon.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, and we,
After church let out.
yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe them early morning ones. If we would have went at 10, we probably would have been.
smoking on there.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Yeah, no doubt for sure.
You think that'd be a cool thing to live stream?
Golfing,
Yeah.
it could be. It all to be dependent on the shots.
You think? You don't think like regardless of how you're doing, like people just like
No,
it becomes
the shots
personality.
Of, like
Who's
who's shooting.
doing the live
Yeah,
stream?
Yeah.
I
What
feel
kind of
that.
shots you're getting out of it?
Yeah. The shots Matthew got today were pretty dope. I don't know if you've been seeing like the live streamers, but they have those mics, the Rode mics.
Mm-hmm.
just so you could like, because I think that's what's kind of cool about it too, is that they could be kind of further away and you could hear them well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of like things, it's like they're far away, so you just hear the people closest to you, and it's just like it's not
There's
matching
no
up.
like gap.
Yeah.
Feel connected still.
Yeah, so I feel like if we had mics, it really just would be having someone like film it.
I agree, as long as they're good.
Yeah, yeah, get him a little nice little gimbal or something. Not someone who's just gonna be like phoning towards the floor, fucking talking to us and not like fucking remembering. Do you like the IRL lives more, or do you like the like people sitting down like working on something?
It's a good question. I guess it would really depend on what they're doing. IRL. Majority of the streams I've seen are like people sitting doing stuff. But more recently, like I saw Aiden did his own boxing match, which I thought was pretty funny.
What do you mean?
He made him sign contracts and everything. It was some dude named Zerka, and then this other guy. Man. Anyways, I think his name's Bruce. But anyways, he made him sign contracts. Winner gets 50 G's, and they made him box. So they were supposed to be at 10 p.m. And the other guy, bro, he didn't show up till like midnight that night or some shit. 2 hours late or whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
They still ended up boxing. And then what's fucked was it was the chat decided.
Who won?
Yeah. For 50 G's.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Nah, bro. I think the guy who lost won. And it was the smaller guy. Zerka's a bigger guy, you know.
I think I saw that. I think I saw.
A clip.
Yeah, I saw some of the clips.
Yeah, but it was pretty good. It was interesting.
I mean,
That's
respect.
where like I think because like think about it, a pay-per-view is a ESPN event or whatever.
Yeah.
That Dana White will hold, and some of these people are only getting like 250,000 people viewing. And then you got like a Kai Cenat who will bring on a major rapper, and he's got 250,000 people watching that. So if he just turns it into a little bit more of a show-esque, you know, and then put a barrier to entry, he has his own pay-per-view. Essentially, that's what live streaming is.
Yeah.
It's a pay-per-view live stream.
Pay-per-view is just like everyday life.
You just get no ads, you know. Luckily, I got Prime, so I get that one a month.
Wait, what do you mean?
Twitch gives you one free sub a month if
Oh.
you got Prime.
Oh yeah.
You know anybody paying for that shit?
No, I don't know how that shit works.
Ooh, what is the real demographics of the people? You know, that's what I want to see.
I don't know.
They got to be really, really young or really, really old
to be like paying for it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I don't think
know.
there's a lot of people like us. I mean, there could be a whole market for it. There's got to be with as many people who are watching, but
yeah,
you know.
I don't know, because it's like almost all of the cam things online. It's like you could also see it for free, but I don't know. Maybe it's like support.
But it's getting OD now, because at the beginning it used to be like one ad, 30 seconds, you're back. But now this is how they get you. They'll throw 9 ads in a row. So now you're missing like 4 minutes of a stream, and it just so happens to be at the right time when shit's about to pop
Where
off.
something crazy happened.
Exactly. You know, so it's like, oh my god, now I gotta pay for this just so I don't miss this moment, type of thing.
Oh, like in the moment.
Yeah, like some will be popping off live stream, and then it'll minimize their screen, go in the top right. You lose audio. All you have is just a tiny visual of still what's going on, and you're just hearing like this Downy Gain ad.
I wonder how they know.
How
like
they know what?
Like when to put the ad.
I think most of the time it's just coincidence.
Coincidence?
Like that, yeah.
You don't think it's like the highest moment of viewership, like when you're at this threshold of viewership?
I think, especially like Kai, bro, I think there's thousands going in and out within minutes. Because if you look at the ticker, it's just always up and always down. It's always up and it's always down. But I don't... Because when you click on a stream, you're watching ads no matter what from the beginning. Like if you go to a new...
Yeah.
If I want to go watch you right now, I'm going to watch an ad before I watch you. So, and then after a certain amount of viewership, it's going to then give me another ad. And it just so happens to be at the worst fucking time.
Damn.
Either that or they got someone just watching, like, now.
Also, there a big demographic of those are probably all the people who are making their own clips, because they're just constantly recording it, so they can't have an ad pop up.
That's what's crazy about the live stream is, like, the content that comes from it.
Yeah. Other people like posting the content. Yeah,
But it full circles back. You know?
yeah, I think they're
Like
gonna
you're
start locking
posting
down on that. Like, you can't make money off of other people's shows and shit. But I think that the people are gonna be able to make money off their shows. Like, pretty much like how, like, if you use a copyrighted song in your shit, it'll be like, you could still post this, but like this person gets a percent of the monetization. I think they're gonna start doing that with clips too.
I just think it's going to be very, very hard for them to create a system to keep up with all of that.
Yeah, I think at the beginning it's not gonna work as well as it will like in the future.
And then like the copyright laws are going to be so black and gray, you know what I mean? Like the lines are going to be so fucking blurred.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are going to get sued for nothing, and then a lot of people are going to sue people for nothing type shit.
You think they'll get fully sued? I guess like someone like
okay,
Kai
you're
Cenat.
making money off of me,
Yeah.
and I'm not on your ad getting my 10%.
Yeah.
It's not me who is, but your management company is going to want their 10%.
Yeah, true, especially when you got a really big thing like the people who react to like the Jubilee or the cut videos or whatever.
I believe there would be some form of stopping to it, but like how do you monitor that? It is content.
Yeah.
How are you going to tell me, it's not just the video, it's me reacting to it.
Mm-hmm.
There is a discrepancy of the original.
Yeah. It's like a remix.
It is.
But then it's a remix, but it still has all the original content unless you're like skipping around. But if you still show the full video, it's more of like an addition than a remix of the original.
See, that's where like it gets blurry, because then you have people saying stuff like you shouldn't do it at all, and then you have people who say stuff like that, or there's people who are just like abusing it, who will just play the people's stuff. Like XQC gets a lot of shit because he'll just react to people's stuff and he'll leave the room, and like it'll just be his chair. So it's literally just a reaction of the other person's video, So it's like
Nah, that's out of pocket. He lets
So
the video run.
Where are you gonna let the lines draw?
Nah, you can't just. You gotta. There should be like a. If you haven't been there in the last.
So
like,
if you're not
seconds.
you have 40,000 people in your live. You're watching a video. You have to go piss. What are you gonna do? Pause the video for them to sit and do nothing? You're gonna leave something on for them. I understand maybe not someone else's video.
Yeah,
but
if
you're
I'm not
gonna leave
mistaken,
nothing.
I thought like Kai had like a like a screen that was just like commercial music, like "Be right back"
It's
or
possible.
something. Like, do that.
I don't see him do that often.
Nah.
He's usually got hella people, so he could,
Yeah.
He's always got people in his streams.
Yeah, just to go use
It's
the bathroom.
rare you'll see him solo, yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. The people who stream every day, like, what if they got like an upset stomach?
Bruh.
There's so much that goes into stream and you don't think about,
Yeah.
or I don't think about, like the people
It's
who
a lot,
show up
the
every day.
demand that takes to
Yeah.
stream.
Sheesh.
I can only imagine.
I want to start streaming. You worried about getting swatted though?
Nah.
Why not?
Well, maybe the gas part, but
The gas part. I just don't. But you're not worried about them just running up in the crib like, "What's going on?" And you're like, "No."
well, I got 2 doors to get into my building,
Yeah.
so they got it. They can't get through the first without somebody buzzing them in.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to get buzzed in first by somebody.
Yeah.
And if they're in the building, then I knew somebody let them in. So I got barriers of safety. I think I'll be okay.
I feel like you got that.
I've honestly do some dumb shit into my own home.
What do you mean, like getting swatted by like the cops or shit? Like someone just calling them?
There's got to be a defensive aspect to that.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I
not
have
there
to
definitely
have some
is.
sort of my own right to them barging into my own home from a false. They have to have some sort of validity other than one call. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's what's
I
fucked up
understand
about
it in
it.
the reverse because you would want the same to happen to you.
Yeah.
But it's like.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely got. I don't even want to say neighbors, but the neighbor that would be more than happy to fucking let him in.
Easily.
They'd probably be the one fucking swatting you.
She's watching down there.
That's the only part about like the live shit that I'm like is a little sus. Because like Sneeko was talking about it recently. He was like, he said he understands why like people have like fucking mental like breaks when like they're fucking streaming all the time. Because he was like, things just stop feeling real because you're like constantly on camera and entertaining. And he was like, there's so many times where he's like, well, not so many times, maybe not say that, but there was a time he's getting swatted and then like the neon is just over there like fucking being a dickhead.
Yeah, that Kid's next level weird.
Yeah, he gives me Steiny vibes, but like times 10. Like he's a young Steiny
With Aiden
Indian
and
instead
brained
of
into him. I heard Aiden has royalties out of his contract with Kick. How? I don't know. I heard he gets 20% of all his stream.
really.
Hmm
I wouldn't doubt it. Aiden's a businessman. Hey.
Aiden's partnered with.
Oh yeah, yeah, he has.
So
Yeah.
he has stake in Kick.
Oh yeah. Shout out to you, Aiden. Good job. That kid, Neon.
That's who we need to get sponsored by.
Who?
Steak.
Kick or Neon?
Steak.
Steak. Oh, okay.
They don't give a fuck, and they got bread.
The fuck is Steak? Is that the gambling thing?
Steak is the guy. The CEO of Steak is who owns Kick. That's why they have all this money.
Okay.
That's why they're throwing these crazy ass contracts out to people.
Oh.
Because they got that gambling money.
They bred it up.
Yeah.
Okay. I see it.
But I'm pretty sure it's like some Australian dude, bro. Like Aiden be having him on his stream sometime, and like they just be chatting it up. He's like not even that old, maybe like mid-30s, I'd say.
Hey, that's the best time to become a millionaire.
Yeah. I think he's more than a millionaire.
Billionaire?
You own a gambling company? I don't know, man.
True.
Show us
Sheesh.
them files.
Yeah, that's nuts. The fucking yeah, Sneeko was talking about how they were getting raided. Neon's being a dickhead, just fucking around on stream, and he's like looking out the peephole of their like hotel room, and there's literally like everyone's with their like ARs and shit, like crawling by the doors and shit. And he was like, it just didn't feel real. Like he's just streaming and they're doing this shit, and like it's been happening for so long. The thing about it is like there's definitely people who've like died and shit, and it's like it's one of those things where the person at fault is the person who made the call, but they can't always figure that out because people are they're just good now.
Yeah. I think one thing I would specifically do, especially if I know I was blown up, is get in contact with the department that is closest to me.
True.
You know?
I think after one or two, then they start knowing.
I'm going to beat that one now.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the department, like, look, I am a live streamer. Someone's going to call you at some point in time and tell you I have a knife to a woman's head and she's crying under my bed. But do not come because it is some little kid lying in his closet.
They gonna come just in case and out.
They're on the way right now,
Right?
like a wellness check. I'll have to go talk to him in person.
But that's the thing, bro. Even if you do that, they're like, we still just have to make sure because that's our job. Like, we can't not show up, but they could show up just
But it's
not on no
also
hot shit.
in the reverse, because you can. What about the threat of my life? There's still an aspect
That's what
I can put.
that's what I'm
into play,
saying. They
you
can't
know?
throw up. They got to show up on some like cool shit. Like,
Call my cell phone first. If it ring twice, then it's true. If it rang one time, then it ain't.
yeah, like
We'll
just
have a secret
send
code.
one dude.
Yeah.
Send one dude. Let him pull up.
He can come out with a pistol.
Right.
No ARs.
Right? Yeah. I don't know, man.
That is a fine line you can't fix. You know.
Yeah. And
So
it's
it'll always be
we're
an
so
issue.
early in that shit. That's what's really
But
crazy.
my thing is like, how are these people even figuring out the location? Because before it wasn't IRL shit, or it was like people just at their crib, you know, getting
I
swatted.
think once you find out where someone lives, so all right, they say that they do it from your like IP from like watching your live. Maybe I don't know, but I feel like it
But
could
to
be a
be
simple.
able to find someone's IP from your live, you got to be pretty damn tech smart. It's not as simple as like
Yeah.
IP. Where is this guy?
Yeah,
at,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's a dude who
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. But
So
I feel like
most of these people are kids. So how the fuck are these kids?
oh,
hacking?
it only takes
Ethical
one.
hacking?
And then there's the hackers who like that's what they get off on. Like
Oh, it's you. Once they get you once, it's usually the same guy. Like, you know, repeating it.
really.
Yeah,
Damn. You know the YouTuber Roman Atwood?
I do. Yeah.
He was off YouTube for a minute because of those hackers. Like they would like,
I think I remember hearing on that in this episode.
yeah, they would like fuck with them heavy.
His whole
like,
house was connected to Wi-Fi, so they were like messing with it.
turning his lights off, canceling credit cards. Like they got into the computers and got everything, and then literally like they were under an investigation, so they literally like couldn't post, and that's fucking crazy,
That's crazy.
bro. What? Oh, man.
Fuck that.
Right? And especially at the time it happened, like if something like that happens now, like they could deal with it a little better. Like it was so fresh.
Yeah.
That's what I feel with these like IRL lives. Like they're so new. Like people just started doing them. I think that's how people are getting swatted now, because like they watched you walk into the hotel. They know what city you're in. They fucking, it. But as far as people in their cribs, all it really takes is like someone having an idea of where you live. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you live in like an apartment or something. Like, oh, I've seen that apartment before. I know that address, or like I know the fucking places.
But what about the people who just sit at a desk? They got to be searching IPs.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many levels to it, and there's no way to really like make it not sus. Well, that's actually a big part of why I like the idea of doing it, like doing a live event, because like you can't really swat that shit. Like, it's already live, like it's already like happening. Like, they're gonna show up and they're like, wait, this looks like
that would be bad,
like an event. Like, they couldn't though. Like, it would be just confusing.
No, you couldn't. It wouldn't be a SWAT team that would pull up either. It'd just be hella feds, because it's outside. It's a different aspect. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was thinking doing it inside.
That would be dope too.
Like literally like on a stage, like just setting up some couches on a stage, still having our cameras like in good places, but like just everyone could see it. And
I thought you were talking about IRL stream, not.
Oh, IRL stream. Wait, for which one? The pod, or just
with feds showing up
in life? Oh, with them showing up. I guess as long as you're like, if you're at like fucking Disney World, because like that's what they do. Like Speed has the Disney World stream. Like, what are you gonna do? Fucking, you know he's there. You know what I mean? Like, what if Fed's gonna show up to some crazy shit happening there?
That's another thing is on the boxing match, I heard he had to pay for like security or like police to be there. So it was sanctioned essentially not sanctioned as a boxing match, but like their safety, I guess you could say. So nobody does like some whack shit.
So like they were like, what was it like? Anyone get knocked out?
Nobody got knocked out.
Dropped?
It was 3 rounds. I think 2 minutes each, or maybe even a minute. I think it was a minute each round, and then it was like a minute and a half, 2-minute break. But it was a terrible fight, but there were some good shots landed.
I feel like if no one got knocked out, it probably wasn't that good of a fight. But I'm also like, that's so dangerous.
But no, it was
because of his liability, especially if there weren't weight classes.
Yeah, no weight class at all. The other guy was like twice the dude's size.
And they were like, he was swinging and banging. He was trying to hurt him.
They were swinging and banging. Yeah, but it was the stuff in between. You know what I mean? Because it's a fucking fight. And it was all up to the guy, because they were doing it at some dude's gym, and he was the guy in the middle, refereeing the fight or whatever. And he would like be telling them to break it up, and they just would just stay in the clinch. Like, it would look like they were still hitting each other, but it's, you know what I mean? It's not professional boxing.
That's funny, but I mean, bro, that's kind of.
It was entertaining.
I be thinking about that with like even like going to the UFC. It's like, is it worth it? Like, do you think that MMA is going to do what boxing does? How, like, people could just be individuals and people just want to watch them fight. And they're like, you know what? I might have less viewers than if I was on the UFC stage, but I'll keep more of the pot, which just makes me more money.
I think as a personal gain, that would be the best route. But in terms of MMA as an organization, would be the death of it. Why it was the death of boxing. It's why you don't have good
boxing.
Matches. No, people deciding their fights, their matches, being their own promoter.
Yeah, because you get to pick and choose.
You're creating the deal, the who gets what, who's A side, who's B side, who's getting the bigger pay, who's not getting the bigger pay. It's never 50-50. One guy's always got more to lose. That's why these big fights never get made. It's just like this one dude, Shakir Davis. They've been fucking throwing his name around with 4 different dudes. Some was supposed to be locked, still didn't get locked. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of, like you said, all about bread. I feel like a lot of that is just like, if people are just willing to make a little less bread on it, but like they're trying to make as much money as possible.
That's
I get
why
it.
they're self-promoting to begin with, to make more bread.
Yeah, but like, I guess with MMA, you still got the same dangers, so I get it. I get it, but it's like, there's so many aspects to it. Like, I get why people would want to go about it that way, but yeah, you're right.
The sport itself, but as a person, that's the route to go.
Make that money. Make that
For
money.
sure.
Because I even think about like things like fucking street beefs, right? Or fuck street beefs, actually. Not fuck street beefs, but like drop that. Even like Kimbo Slice popping. Like Kimbo Slice got popping because he would just be like, "Will you fight me? I will give you $300 if you just fight me."
That was probably really like my start to UFC. Was Kimbo Slice. Back
Really?
in the day. Watching Backyard Brawls. I even saw Masvidal before I knew who Masvidal was,
You knew
bro. I
Street
watched
Jesus?
that fight way back in the day, and I had no idea who that guy was.
That's funny.
10 years later, he ends up being a fucking
Right?
UFC fighter, not
just
a champion.
just a
but-
random dude fighting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, honestly, I've thought about that, bro. Like, even just doing something like that, but just with like better quality shit. Like, I'm like I be seeing the street beef shit, and I'm just like, why the fuck don't you guys just get a building, and like just mat it out? Like, I get it, the aesthetic, Satan's backyard.
That might be where the legality comes into play too, though. You know, they might be able to get away with more by keeping it that way.
Keeping it so backyard
Right.
that it's just like we're just because
Because
it's not
that's
a real.
we really need to get a
gym.
lawyer to talk about these logistics too, to know what we can get away with.
I feel like they're just doing illegal shit.
I guarantee it. But we
But
need to
it's
figure
so-
out how to maximize off the most illegal way possible.
Yeah. Yeah, how
The
to keep
line,
it profitable, how to
Yeah.
keep it up. I like that's the thing, like, cause on YouTube, one of the guidelines is like, don't post violent shit. You know what I mean? So it's like
I don't understand that. Yeah.
fighting. How are we doing this? Cause like I get it. Oh, you got the boxing shit on. It's sports, but then a page like Street Beefs, it's just a fight. Like it's like right in between a street fight and a sanctioned fight.
Did you speaking of street beefs, I don't know how old the video was, but the boxing guy, the guy who owns it, you know his name?
Scarface.
Scarface. His son got like jumped
Jumped,
at some
yeah.
party and beat up or whatever, and then they brought the kid in. Bro, they fucked
They
that kid up.
They were all like, let me each get around.
They was talking so nice and sweet and before they got into the ring, bro. And as soon as they got a step foot in there, it was a whole different story.
Yeah.
Respect to that kid though for showing up.
Right?
Sure. But it's also fucked though because he took all that for his whoever he was hanging out with or whatever, you know.
What you mean?
Because he was there when the kid got jumped with the big guy. And the big guy had friends as well, but no one else showed up.
Yeah, no,
So
his
he took
boys
the
showed
whole-
up.
Yeah, he took all that.
Yeah. They should have been like, come through, we'll make matchups, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they could have done matchups. They could have, like, reversed the matchups. Then every round was with a new person on a different team.
That kid definitely got some CTE that day.
100%.
No doubt about it.
100%. But I feel like he was going to have bigger problems if he didn't show up that day. I feel
It's
like
possible.
they was going to catch him lacking.
It's very
But
possible.
like, yes, they could have, but also like at the end of the day, he could have just like called 12 and been like, "Yo, these guys jumped me here." I don't know, bro. It's crazy. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like how they're able to do it on YouTube. YouTube's so strict.
Let's call him up.
Yo, how are you guys doing this? Yeah, I don't know. I heard that they got some sanctioned shit too.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Well, also I know that it's actually not that hard to sanction some shit. You just need money. You just need to like have enough bread, and you could get the commission to come out.
Money rules the world.
Because a lot of these here's some tea, bro. A lot of these local gyms be throwing their own fights too. But the reason I say some tea, because a lot of people don't like fighting at certain promotions because it'll be like the guy who's running it also has his own fighters, and he's also hiring the refs and the judges, and he also is making the matches and everything. Like sometimes he has too much control, but it's not that big, so he's able to do it. But like you just need the people who are willing to pay for it. You feel me? Get a couple sponsors.
Money will move it.
Money will make shit happen. I think that would be cool. Have the dropouts fight
Yeah,
shit.
dope.
Yeah. What do we want to name it?
It's a good question. It's got to have dojo in there.
Dojo.
We'll train people too. We're not just gonna make you fight. It's like Fight Club.
I've thought about that, like having a school. I've thought about it, but I also feel like I realized that I couldn't be a coach for someone just because of like how much it takes to be a coach.
For
like,
sure.
but then it's also like, should you be opening a school if you don't want to coach fighters? Because like, obviously you're gonna attract fighters, unless you want your school just to be like a revolving door or like a casual place.
Or it could be, more of just a stomping ground of training,
Yeah.
Because there is what you're saying. You go to schools to learn, but this could be more of a school to sharpen those tools, to where you can actually use them against each other. Like, you're going to go in here and it might be hard sparring, It's going to be tough, but you're going to get the work that you can't get in other places.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, true. And we could still have seminars.
Yeah.
Where it's like we just pay a guy to come out there and teach something at our place. It's yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we also could just, if there is someone who we know who wants to be a coach, be like, yo, coach out of here,
For sure.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's crazy though. The fight game is such a business, and like having a gym and everything is such a business. It's kind of like there's a lot
It's
that
usually
goes
the
into all that
after,
shit.
you know.
What you mean?
It's usually what people do on the backside of their fighting career is open a gym.
Yeah, but there's so many people who don't make it that far and still do it. It's really just like waiting for the gym to grow, like, cause like what because you're just paying money for a commercial space essentially, and you just gotta have enough students. Most things are like $120. You get 14 students, usually you're good. And if you teach like adult classes and kid classes, like that's a pretty easy threshold to reach. It's more so just staffing, and it's like, are you good, at teaching people, not just good at martial arts. Like, are you good at teaching?
That's why I think like we can negate both of these issues if we just get a land or a house with some land, like 2 acres, and then we build the building. We put the fucking cage in there, and it's still backyard fighting.
Yeah.
It's on private property.
Yeah.
What are they gonna say?
I've thought about that too, but then it's like, do we want to have a gym where like anyone can come and pull up, or
I don't think so.
we want to have a private, like,
More private.
yeah, like we have a gym that we use and an invite only kind of thing. Yeah, I feel that. I wonder how they do that at, like, for example, like City Kickboxing, right? Like, are random people just showing up to like spar and fight with Adesanya, or is Adesanya going to only like the private sessions? Or
It's a great question. I know back like first seeing the camps in City Kickboxing, couldn't even fucking think of it. It definitely seems smaller. They've definitely been growing.
Yeah, they
They've been
gotta be
building
now.
a team out there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, they gotta be.
So I wonder that I am curious how that is. Even like the big gyms in Miami, like what is it, ATT or the
American
one
Top Team?
Yeah, all of them. Like, is that an invite only gym, or you just, if you live in Miami, can
Yeah, I
you go
think you
get
just
work?
show up. I know they have invite only classes, cause like
like what you have, like
Yeah.
a fight team kind of do.
yeah, but like, cause like think about it, like, especially like Tim's gym, like Sugar's place where he trains. Like,
We need to get in with Tim, bro.
think about how many people show up there, like, to train. It would be cool
Yeah.
to get in with Tim, but I feel like he it seems like he's pretty much like most of his chips are in the Sugar basket.
For sure.
Like, it'd be hard to get in
But-
with Tim and
How much time does Sean have left? He's at the top now. How long can he hold the top?
say 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe because it's not like Tim has
3
recently
years.
started doing this.
You think
Tim's
he's
been
gonna-
there for a minute,
You think he's gonna keep the belt for 3 years, or just be near the top?
near the top.
Okay.
I don't think
Little
he'll
bit
fight.
better.
I don't think he'll fight as often as most champions. I think he'll just be the champ and like be busy doing other shit. I don't
If he
think he'll
loses
be active.
to Cheeto, first fucking fight
I feel like he might
and
not.
going down. I don't think he will just because of the stakes, but Cheeto's got his number. It's the only one.
The reason I feel like Cheeto will probably lose is because there is that whole thing with the perennial nerve, whatever. I get it. But I feel like Cheeto is just too. I feel like he's just like I don't want to say too confident, but I feel like he's just sleeping on him. I feel like Cheeto's gonna enter the fight like I already beat this guy once, like with that mindset. I low-key I did some research on the Max and Max and Volk trilogy shit, and then I rewatched the fights, and then was listening to some commentary on all of them, and they were saying the reason that Max lost that second fight was because he thought he won the first one, so he didn't feel like he needed to make any changes. He was just more so trying to get the finish, but like didn't make all the proper adjustments that he needed to. He blamed it more so on the judges rather than like I didn't perform as well as I needed to.
You think Volk won the second fight?
Well, I don't know if it's the second or third.
It's the second.
It's the second. Which one was like the really questionable one? Was that the
Second,
first
I
or the? All right. How did the first one go?
The first one, I think it was close, but Volk won. The second one was like hairline, bro. The only reason Volk won is because he got a takedown at the last round, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Like super close
like
fight.
the last second of the fight. It's the last thing you remember, you know.
Okay, I think that's what the commentation was saying. They were saying every time they fought, Max was always felt like I won that fight. It was just the judging. Like they were saying that he's good at points or whatever. He knows how to make the judges like it, rather than having the mindset of like I'm gonna go in there and fucking like finish this guy. I didn't win because of my performance. It was more so like.
Well, in the stance of how Max fights, he doesn't knock people out, so that's correct. You know, he's a point fighter for sure.
Max? Well,
Yeah,
he was
I would
saying
say so.
he was saying that Volk was the point fighter, and that's why he keeps beating him.
But you're saying, but he was blaming it on the judges. But
Yeah.
I'm saying that is correct because Max is a point fighter. He doesn't finish people.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I guess I feel like if he had, instead of having the mindset of like it was on them, if he had it like it was on me, it would just make him work harder. I feel like when people feel like
But I
they
understand
got
what
it,
you're saying, but you're also putting a perspective on someone else's point. Did Max say that?
did Max say what?
What you just said about the judging.
Yeah.
Max personally said that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know. I know I won that fight. I guess they know how to like, they know what the judges like or something. I'm paraphrasing, but like, yeah, that was him saying that. The commentation I saw was more so based on what he was saying and his mindset going into the fights. Like every time he was going into the fight, it was like, I know I got this guy, I already did. So it wasn't like I need to do better. Where I feel like, and we've seen it time after time, whenever someone feels like they're about to go win a fight, they fucking don't. And the guy who's like, oh my, I feel like there's no way I could win this fight is the one who ends up winning, because I feel like they just put more work in. Like with fucking Leon and Kamaru the second time. I feel like Kamaru was like, I just got caught. So the whole camp, he was just thinking like, I'm gonna beat this guy. All I did was get caught. Like I beat him easily the first time, so to speak. And the second time, he was like, shit, this shit is hard. And you know, now fucking Leon knows. He's like, yo, I could sleep him if I want.
If he wants.
If I want, shit. If it happens, I mean, it is a fight.
I got Leon versus Colby still.
Yeah, me too. I feel like he's a really good
You said the
kickboxer.
opposite to begin
Before,
with. Yeah.
I think I might have said
Colby
that.
because of his
I could
volume.
see Colby because of his what you call it, his tank and his ability to wrestle, but I feel like I've been hearing more commentary on Leon's kickboxing, and I'm like, okay, I'm
Leon hasn't lost a fight in over 10 years.
really.
People sleep on this, bro. It's just because he had such a his career in the UFC was just so up and down with injuries and cancels fights. He was a name that got drifted out, you know. And then COVID came, and then he just popped back up, you know.
Yeah.
He hasn't lost a fight. I think 10 years still. Yeah.
That's impressive. I'll be honest. I'm like in a spectrum of like expert to casual. I'm still on the casual side. You feel me? I just be popping up and watching shit.
Well, bro, you have to be on it daily because these people come and go so quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Within 2 or 3 years, there's careers gone.
Yeah. It wasn't until recently that I ever saw fucking Conor like fighting live. Like I've never seen Henry Cejudo like fight other than when he fought Aljo. And I'm one of the people who did not know who the fuck Aljo was until that Jan fight.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the fuck? I understand why they
I
hate
only knew
him.
him because he slept fucking Sandhagen, and Sandhagen was my next champion and that was a little bit before O'Malley was brought in with the Contender Series.
Mm.
Contender Series, bro. I've been watching that on Tuesdays. Well, I watch it on Wednesdays because I work from home. And, bro, you need to start watching some of those fights.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like you don't watch college football, but there's a difference between watching college football and the NFL. Like the people in the college are playing so hard because they want to get in the NFL. You know,
they're fighting for the spot.
Exactly, they're not playing protective to keep their position instead. You know, but like it's the same thing with the Contender Series, bro. They're going out there and fucking bang.
Is it still like reality show based? Like
no, not at all. It's just fights.
So
that's the Ultimate Fighter.
What was Brian on?
The Ultimate Fighter.
Okay, bro, it's crazy. Well, at least they know I'm not just like trying to get on because of that. But I'm literally like I was talking to him. Someone was talking to him. They were like, they're like, yo, how would you do like sparring Volk? And he was like talking about like what that would be like and shit like that. And then they were like, nah, blah blah blah. I think it'll go like this. And he's like, no, we sparred. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, that was my coach. And I was like, oh shit, that's what's up. I know he won, but like I wasn't there at the time, so I don't really know the ins and outs of it.
That could be one of our reactions.
Watching Brian's shit, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some good ass fights on there.
It's interesting to like, I guess we did watch him at the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
We did watch him there, but it's interesting to like fucking like I wouldn't like I don't know what you think of UFC guys like, but he's a pretty cool guy, just a dude, you know what I mean? But
only because I've seen him, I feel like in regular, he just seems like a really mellow, chill, goofy guy.
Yeah,
you know, for at least what I saw from the videos, but I don't know. Most people you see in the UFC, you don't think that.
Yeah.
You think the exact opposite.
Yeah, he is pretty chill. Nah, he's a dog, bro. Like in the gym, like one thing I'll say, like I really like the culture there. But one thing about Brian, I feel like he's the guy who's like always making the rounds hard. Like you don't get a round off if you're working with that guy. Like it's like fuck.
That's how it should be.
This is gonna be around, but yeah, that's why he's at where he's at.
That's right.
Do you see his that recent fight?
Mm-hmm. I did,
bro. That was.
You want to know what I liked most about that fight?
What
is watching him fight adversity.
When he got dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He took a hit, he got back up, and he kept fighting that motherfucker.
And that's what's funny.
That's what I like seeing most, bro. Because I've seen so many fighters I like, and they'll have a huge run, and they finally get that one shot, and that's it. They get folded.
Yeah.
You know, or they can't get up or do anything else with it.
Yeah.
But I like because it's good getting to see that. Because you know when they get into those championship fights, it's gonna be a fucking dogfight if it needs to be. You know.
What's funny is like I was like, oh shit, bro got dropped, you know, and like everyone who like you know has known him for a while, trained with him for a while, they're like, that shit don't matter. They're like, something's wrong with bro. Like that shit don't. Like he got dropped and didn't like change up. Bro was like, he wasn't worried about getting dropped again.
Went right back up.
He was in the clinch so many times, and I was like, dog, yeah, this is where it happened last time. But
yeah, dude, it's small.
I thought bro. I feel like he outclassed that guy. That guy did have the power. Like that dude was a little powerhouse. But I was honestly surprised. Not surprised, but I was like, damn. I feel like either that guy was not doing shit and like whatever, or Brian might be like a real contender, might be up there soon. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I feel like he was. They both had the same record, 11-2, with their pro wins, I believe. I don't know if they shouldn't be amateur with that. I think it's only pro wins.
Yeah, they're only same pros.
Yeah,
record.
So 11-2. So I feel like they just didn't look like that. It didn't look like that close of a fight, other than when he got that elbow.
Records ain't shit, bro.
Records ain't shit, bro. That's a crazy thing. What do you feel about like the whole like motherfuckers wanting to be undefeated forever?
They're not taking the hard fights.
Yeah.
I understand maybe waiting till you're getting paid correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You know. which is a business move in a sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to wash yourself out before you even get there.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you ain't got an O on your record, you ain't making fights. Or
I
you
feel
ain't
that.
taking fights, you're making fights.
Ooh, that's a bar. You snapped on that one. You said you ain't taking fights.
You boxing, bro.
That's a bar right there. Nah, I've heard the aspect of like your amateur career, run it up. Your fucking record does not
Get
matter.
all that experience you can.
But once you start going pro, they're like, be a little more strategic, because like that record, even though it really don't mean shit in terms of your skill, that's the thing that they're gonna read and be like,
Well, that's
okay,
how
let's
you get
give them
other
a shot.
fights too,
Yeah.
you know. So, like I said, play it as a business. Be with it smart, you know. Make sure you're using that O to get you higher up, but don't use that O to like not fight. You know, or
yeah.
pick your fights.
Yeah.
Don't be fighting under.
Facts.
You know.
Yeah.
Bilal, I heard, is getting booked with Usman.
I'm not too familiar with Bilal. I don't know. I
But
don't know
he
his
is.
levels of skill.
He's been fighting since before anybody too, bro. He's like a
He's that older
journeyman.
dude.
He's Middle Eastern.
I think I'm
He
I'm seeing a
fights
face.
in Khabib's.
Oh, the guy with
organization
the
now.
like.
He got in that. He fought Leon, and Leon had a terrible eye poke on him, and the fight got called off.
Is he the guy with like his? He just has a
He's
really
got a
specific
crazy
nose.
He does, yeah. He's got a huge forehead and like a very distinct.
He looks like he's gonna be speaking like those.
He looks
guys,
like Muhammad Abraham Lincoln.
but he talks like a regular like American.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him train with Khabib and then hearing him talk and being like, "Oh,
Exactly that guy.
okay." He's fighting who? Kamaru?
I heard him and Usman are getting booked.
Bro, I feel like you see O'Malley on Joe.
Nah, I haven't watched it yet.
They came back, but one of the things they were talking, O'Malley brought up the fact that Usman's been telling everybody how shitty his knees are, and I feel like, I don't know, in the second fight with him and Leon, I feel like Leon was just kicking them fucking thighs, and he was like, Usman could not get
Move at all.
like he could not get anywhere near close enough to him, and I think it's because his knees are all fucked up. And now everyone knows that. It's like when the calf kick came in, and then now everyone's like, okay, I'm calf kicking motherfuckers. I feel like now when they're like, yo, if you fight Usman, like kick his thighs.
He told it on the Must Viewed podcast in the world.
Where every fighter watches, like
Come on now,
the
dog.
only podcast every fighter like wants to get on.
Man, wildin'. I think he's done for. In terms of,
He had
I
his
mean,
run.
he'll still be a contender, you know, but he's not. I don't think he'll touch gold again.
I think he had his run, and I feel like I feel like a lot of people make that mistake, but I feel like they feel like that run's gonna be forever, and they don't solidify enough things. Like, I mean, shout out to Conor, bro. When he was in the middle of his run, even though he's not where he was before, who knows if he'll ever get there again, but he really like got shit popping at the right times.
100%.
I'm the champion. First off, here's some liquor. Second off, here's an app. Here's another app with another program. Like, you know,
recovery Medicaid,
right?
The title.
Yep, everything, bro. Like he really did it at the right times. I feel like even though it's a smart move as a fighter, but I feel like a lot of these people, when they're the champ, they just kind of. They just kind of, there's all I got to do is train and look the part, you know what I mean? And like they're not, and I get it. I feel like they probably like bought some land or something, you know what I mean? But I feel like they didn't leverage what they had in that moment, you know?
Right.
Even Izzy will be back, but man, I don't. What is this gonna be a pattern? He lets them beat him, then like, yo, let's run it back. My fault.
I think the next time he touches gold, he retires.
You think?
Unless he gets his belt back and Pereira has his belt and he goes to take it. I've already written that story back up.
Yeah.
It's the perfect way.
I feel like Izzy is getting a little up there. He has made it seem like there's not much left in the division for him.
There isn't.
But then
Besides the guy he lost to. The only one left he didn't fight. The fuck out of here.
I didn't even understand why he had the shot. But
He
that's what
shouldn't
I'm
have been.
saying, bro. I feel like that's literally it. That's why motherfuckers be losing, because they be going in. You know that Sean in his head was like, this is gonna be the hardest fight that I have ever fought in the UFC. Like, I just got knocked out by this dude, and Izzy just knocked this dude the fuck out. Like, I gotta be smart. But he even said, Sean, he said when he was fighting Alex at first, he thought it was going to be an easy day in the office. He said because he could see everything coming. He said it felt super telegraphed. And but when he was fighting Izzy, literally he saw everything coming, like everything. And Izzy was fighting on the back foot the whole time, so like nothing really had power. And low key, they were talking about it on Joe too. They were saying like how Izzy was like just not there that night. Izzy came out and said like he was like, I didn't even realize, like it went so fast, I didn't realize I was in the fifth.
He said it was a nightmare.
It felt like a bad dream, like he couldn't hit right.
Couldn't move his arm.
So they were saying like he probably just like got concussed. Like that was the first time he had been dropped like that. So after that,
Well, yeah, I mean he's been knocked out, but
yes, in the UFC.
Yeah.
First time he got dropped like that in the UFC. Because I mean, yeah, you're right. Getting knocked out does a number on you and knocks you the fuck out. But I feel like getting just right before knocked out, taking a couple extra punches, and then like continuing, like I don't know if he ever really got his shit back. You feel me? I feel like that probably. I don't know. He doesn't cut weight though, but I wonder how fucking hard Strickland hits.
I just think it was a perfect shot.
Just right on the money. Where what was it? Temple or
It was right on
chin?
the chin. Mm-hmm. And he was standing too with it, like going into it, not against it, or you know what I'm saying?
That shit. Turn that motherfucker. And
it was into his step. It was perfect.
And then he got up, got hit a couple more times. Just fucking.
What's crazy is you see weeks prior Pereira showing Strickland how to fix his jab to throw it like that. All to Pereira.
That was bro,
because he would just throw one or two.
Yeah,
he showed him how to throw it hard with the first and then follow behind it with the second, and that's exactly what he did. You blind him with the first, and the second is what does the damage.
Can't believe it was working on Izzy like that, bro. Izzy wasn't even landing a jab.
I'm over talking about this fight.
So that wasn't Izzy.
I can't talk about my boy this negatively this long.
I don't even think it's negative.
No, it is, because it's not who he is as a fighter in any regard.
He's still the champ to me, though.
He is. To me, yes.
Yeah.
But that night, he was not, you know?
You think he's going to run it back? You think he should be able to run it back immediate?
Being his history in the middleweight division, it's like, who else are you going to run it with? And then he's going to fight him next. So you give him his shot back, but personally, I think losing it back-to-back fights, a fighter shouldn't get this shot back. You know, that would be a third chance you have to lose.
Yeah,
it, you know,
he's gonna have to fight one other dude and then go back, because like climb his.
But
way
it's
back
like,
up.
who are they gonna make Sean fight? There's no matchup that makes sense that way, unless they do Dricus Duplessis. Duplessis takes the belt from him.
And then we get the fight we wanted.
Yeah.
And then eventually Izzy runs it back.
There's a lot of
with
people
Sean.
saying that had a lot to do with it, because as soon as like that fight got called off, no one heard shit from Izzy about the fight. You know.
Yeah.
He was ghost.
Well, bro got this drinking and driving thing going on. Is that
was
after or
during the
before?
camp,
Yeah.
From what that article supposedly.
Exactly.
I didn't look into it, but
So like,
but that's what I think. Remember that night I said there was more going on than what occurred that night. I literally think he has shit going on, you know, in his real life that we have no idea about. And even this is the first interview he's ever done, and he didn't say a fucking word. He said, "I'll let my coach do the talking. We won enough fights tonight." And then he left. That's not Izzy, bro. He's got something going on in his real life, is what I think's going on.
Nah, you're right. You're right.
I think maybe he lost himself a bit when he was doing the racist card with Duplessis, you know? And then when that fight got dropped, I don't know, maybe it just scratched him the wrong way. Or maybe he's got real personal shit going, you know? I don't know.
Drinking and driving thing, that caught me by surprise.
Did you see the memes when it come out?
John Jones?
No, it's like perfect MMA base or whatever. John Jones. There's so many like champions who have that same record.
Yeah, now they're boys.
Yeah, and that they're saying the John Jones effect.
What's crazy is how much shit Izzy was talking about John Jones for that shit.
They was just trying to get that fight.
Yeah. But yeah, that shit honestly did shock me. So he got to be going through something. I don't know, man. I'm real bad.
He is a partier though, you know.
Yeah.
He's never been one to even shy from it. He says he drinks. He says he smokes.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, drinking and driving. You know.
You're Izzy, bro. You
call a fucking your Uber, anybody.
Right? Everyone wants to pick you up. You feel
Literally.
me? But I don't know, man. I hope he's getting better. I hope whatever he's going through.
I think what he's going through is what he needs. You know, it seems like what happened, it already happened before. It maybe needed to happen. Maybe he needed to lose the belt. Maybe it didn't need to be Pereira. Fuck that guy. But maybe he needed to lose that belt. He lost the belt for a similar reason, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then he got it back. He got his his revenge. But he didn't solve that problem. Fuck. He didn't solve that problem. You know what I mean? So it's still there.
Nah, bro. Especially being fucking the champ. I feel like that shit is.
You know that's a lot. Especially when someone's. Come on, you know he's playing a character to an extent. You know, someone who embodies himself as the GOAT in every instance. He says he's the best at everything. You know that has to take a toll on you to an extent. You stop meeting those levels, you stop reaching that par, it's gonna start digging at you. You know?
Nah, I feel that. I feel like I was thinking about it. It was funny last night. Actually, I was just I was in my car. I had just smoked a little bit. Was just chilling in the car, quiet. You know, just me. My phone actually I didn't have service out there, so it was really just quiet. And I was like, damn, this is fucking like boring because I can't do nothing. I don't have something like to like. What's the word? It starts with the S. Stimulate myself, right? And then I started thinking about like, yo, I wonder what it feels like for these like UFC fighters who just rocked an arena. You know what I mean? Like, I think about how often Izzy fights and shit. Like, I wonder what level of stimulation do you need to satisfy?
Right.
Your base level just becomes so much higher.
That's
you know
why
what I
McGregor's
mean?
addicted. You know, because he's never been able to touch it since. That's why he keeps coming back.
I feel that. Because where else do you get that feeling, bro?
From what fighters say is there's nothing like it, you know?
I couldn't imagine. You're in an
Imagine
arena.
knocking somebody out in an arena full of 50,000 people just screaming. And
right?
You're just holding your hands up. I'm the fucking man, you know?
And then in the back room, what's crazy now is seeing all these fighters in the back room. Like, bro, some people are a lot are so fucking nervous.
I know. It's all mind, bro.
Yeah.
People who really master the mindset, mainly the before.
Yeah.
The before the fight, mastering the mindset during that, I know are the people who are champions, bro.
You think?
100%.
Why so?
I think because those are the people who are going through all those scenarios in their head, you know? They're the one who's seen it, not only just gone through the reps, like working out, but they've played through it in their head multiple times, you know? I feel like in the reverse, they're only thinking the opposite. Like, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever seen that video of Mike Tyson, like, before a fight?
I know, you say that too. And then as soon as I was saying that, I think of George St. Pierre, one of the greatest fighters ever. And he says he was scared as fuck every fight.
He said the only fight he wasn't scared was when he got knocked the fuck out. He said, I only slept good one night before a fight.
See, that's a line, though. I'm not saying, like, you should be comfortable.
Yeah.
But, like, I think you should definitely be comfortable in your emotion, feeling your emotions. You know what I mean?
feel that.
Being in that moment. You know?
Not running away from the feeling.
Exactly,
like,
yes.
mastering it. I get that. That does make a lot
Being
of sense, too.
comfortable
Though.
in the uncomfortable situation.
Yeah. That was one of my good friends, Ryan. I asked him, I was like, yo, how do you deal with fight nerves? And he was like, I get nervous as fuck. And he was like, and all I have to tell myself is, hey, it's going to be worse the day of the fight, and that's okay. Sorry for that moment of darkness or the random jump, depending on how the edit goes. But, you know, that's it for today's episode.
We appreciate y'all showing up, sticking through. If you made it here, we appreciate you.
If you made it to the end, what should they comment?
Comment how long you think Sean O'Malley's going to be a champion.
We got to get this out early then, because it might not even be champ yet. Still, all right, guys, peace out.
Bye, everybody.